AI, imagination's enemy or artistic ally? When you think of AI, you might think of one of any number of apocalypses, and that's why I'm wearing this leather jacket that looks like it has been through like a dozen apocalypses by now. It used to be my stepmom's, it's probably older than I am. Anyway, the point is, AI has evolved a lot recently. 5 years ago, AI seemed like a sci-fi pipe dream. 2 years ago, it was a joke, something you used to auto-generate cursed Lord of the Rings fanfic to traumatize your friends with, or a set of glorified Snapchat filters that made you look like the whitest anime twink possible. But right now, we're not quite at the AI runs everything stage of technological advancement, but not through lack of trying. If you're a writer, you're probably sick to death of the AI debate by this point, regardless of where you stand on it. And believe it or not, there are people on both sides. I feel the need to clarify this because I'm posting this video on YouTube where much of the discussion around AI focuses on digital art, and as you might have noticed, digital artists tend not to be the biggest fans of AI. The prevailing attitude seems to be that AI is the devil, and if you've ever used it, you're a capitalist class trader whose hobbies include drinking artists' tears and diving into your Scrooge McDuck-style vault of stolen artwork. I first started noticing this backlash against AI in the summer of 2002. 2002? Girl, I was like 4 years old. Yeah, AI discourse was all the rage in my preschool. Anyway, I meant 2022. I don't know why I'm so terrible with numbers. I blame my parents for making me do pre-algebra at 7 in the morning when I was in 6th grade. It just set off a rocky foundation from the very beginning, and I've been terrible at math ever since. Before summer of 2022, I was pretty uncritical in my use of AI, which basically meant that I used DALL-E as my own personal meme generator. I mean, what human being could I commission to create weird, uncanny valley fake screenshots of Haikyuu where it looks like Kageyama is frying ants with a magnifying glass? I never bothered to consider how AI functioned. After a bunch of artists online started speaking out against the massive scale art theft needed to give the AI data to learn from, obviously I sided with them. Digital art isn't a career for me, but I've done enough of it to know how much work goes into even a single drawing of your awful anime-inspired OC staring straight ahead with zero dynamic posing or lighting, which is pretty much all I draw. I don't even want to imagine how much work it is to draw digitally if you're actually good at it and putting in time and effort. The thought of some algorithm skimming the surface of all that hard work and scraping elements to incorporate it into some soulless mishmash of pixels so some tech CEO can rake in the big bucks is so self-evidently horrible that I never felt compelled to examine the AI phenomenon any deeper. But that's on me. The moment you stop being curious is the moment you lose. You don't have to be so open-minded your brain comes leaking out of your ears, but even if it's just a know thine enemy thing, you've got nothing to lose by interrogating things you don't believe in rather than just crossing them out in your head and moving on. Authors talk about AI a lot, almost as much as digital artists, and while there's definitely some writers who are just as anti-AI, there's also a bit more of a gray area, at least in what I've seen. At this point in the game, AI writing is flat, insipid, and uninteresting. It pukes up cliches and tosses them together in a lightly dressed word salad. Sci-fi author Ken Liu, who's keen to experiment with AI, if nothing else, admits as much in his article, The Magic in the Machine, which I'll have linked down below. In that article, Liu describes how he asked AI to write a fairy tale about a robot and a princess. The end result isn't particularly compelling, mostly due to a lack of detail that only partially resolves after repeated prompting on Liu's part, but it's certainly a story. One thing he notes is that AI cannot really tell longer form stories at this point because it loses coherence after a certain number of tokens. In the end, Liu doesn't seem to think that AI will replace writers anytime soon, but he does advocate for several interesting ways AI can be used to support an author's creativity rather than supplant it. In a guest lecture he gave my MA cohort, he points out that AI's proclivity toward cliches can help you figure out what to avoid in your writing. AI is predictive, which means that what it creates is predictable. An outline generated by AI is less a wholly original plot than a synthesis of every other plot that came before. However, this means that you can lean on AI outlines as an example of what not to do, or a starting point to build off of in unexpected ways. Also, if you train an AI on your own writing, like Liu does, you can use the stuff it generates to see what stylistic hallmarks a machine picks up on as your voice. While Liu says it can be hurtful and offensive to see your voice turned into a mockery that way, it can also be a useful learning experience. I feel like it can be easy for authors to say that they don't have a style, either because they're just starting out intending to replicate the styles of authors that they like, or because they're so firmly established in how they write that it feels less like a style than just the way things should be done. To go back to visual art, I have a hard time defining my art style, and a lot of artists are the same. AI is kind of a funhouse mirror. Yes, it distorts things and can paint a strange, unflattering picture, but it is still a reflection. What does it minimize? What does it magnify? What features appear in the mirror? Also, there's plenty of room for uninspired writing in an author's career. Newsletters, for example. If you're just trying to get information out to your readers, you can use AI as a starting point and then embellish it with personal details or interesting tidbits or whatever. It's like decorating a store-bought cake rather than baking from scratch for a party of toddlers who really only want to lick the frosting off the top anyway. Seriously, who reads newsletters all the way through? Literally no one. I had to subscribe to newsletters for class so I could study them. Even then, I didn't read them all the way through. Don't tell my professors. I graduate in a couple months. Do not ruin this for me. I wanted to experiment with using AI as a starting point for my own creativity. However, the skeptic in me doubts that anything good will come of this. At one point, I thought to myself, AI is so stupid, a dog could probably write a better story. And then it occurred to me, I have access to a dog. That's right, I'm going to be writing one story using characters, a setting, and plot decided on by AI, and one story using characters, a setting, and plot chosen by this dumb dog. I promise I'm not being mean. He is dumb. He is fine with being dumb. He revels in stupidity. But can he help me write a better story than AI? Let's find out. For AI, I'm going to be using ChatGPT, the free version, because y'all know I don't spend money like that. 8 to 67 cents a day in this economy? I don't think so. And this is Chomper. Chomper is not my dog. I cannot afford this dog. He is simply a dog that I have access to, a mean, smelly dog that does not like me. I would die for him. He'd let me. What he won't let me do is sit on the couch with him, and I don't even mean on the same cushion of the couch, the same couch. If I'm not sitting fully across the room from him, he starts growling and tries to bite me. He's damaged because his mom tried to eat him as a baby, which is very relatable. Like, who doesn't have mommy issues in this day and age? Obviously, one of the benefits of AI is that it generates and chooses everything for you, and Chomper, as you would expect, does not have a database of every word ever in his head to draw from. In fact, he pretends he doesn't know what the word sit means unless you're offering him bacon. Instead, I imitated an AI scraping process by skimming through this. Ow, why did I just drop it in my leg? I wanted to demonstrate how heavy it was, and I wanted it to make a big thunk, but I don't know why I didn't register that, like, I'm not sitting at a table, I'm not sitting on a desk. This just fell on my knee. This just bruised my knee in all likelihood. That's how committed to the bit I am. Anyway, I imitated the AI scraping process by skimming through. I was clearly not made to be a booktuber. God wants me to fail. Anyway, I skimmed through this Asimov anthology and wrote down certain plot elements that stood out to me across a random selection of stories. So basically, I just skimmed to random pages, and if I saw the word Mars, I wrote the word Mars down. If I saw the word, physicist, I wrote that down, stuff like that. And Golden Age sci-fi out of context is some wild shit, you guys. Like, if you ever want to waste an afternoon looking at absolute nonsense, read an Asimov anthology the way I just described, because you will have the time of your life. Now, the best plan I could come up with was to lay these character names, settings, and plot elements on the ground and seeing which ones Chomper gravitates to. But honestly, that probably won't work because he's lazy. I'm guessing I'm probably going to have to pick the cards up one at a time and, hold them out to him to see which ones he breathes on the hardest or something. AI is certainly running away with the convenience factor, but will it result in a better story? Once I have the outline generated, I'm only giving myself 5 hours to write each story. I don't want to put more time and energy into one than the other. I want this contest to be as fair as possible. Will I be able to finish a story in 5 hours? Probably. Will it be my best work? Probably not. Will I be able to definitively say which is better at the end of the day? Hopefully, but I'm also hoping that once I share the stories with y'all, you'll be able to tell me in the comments which ones you think was better. That's right. You're the judge, jury, executioner. You have the fate of the future in your hands. Will writing be dominated by AI, artificial intelligence, or AI, animal intelligence? AI should be simpler, so let's start there. First, I'm going to ask it to generate me a science fiction character with a name, occupation, and 5 personality traits. Then I'll ask if they're human. If not, I'll assume the character's an alien. If they are human, I'll ask if they were born or they were created. If they were created, I'll ask if they're a robot, cyborg, or clone. These are also the same categories I'll be giving Chomper to choose from later. After that, I'll ask for a science fiction setting, and then I'll have the AI outline a short story for me using said character and setting. The Chomper computer is a little more complicated. I can't have him generate an entire outline, so instead I broke down the plot of these 50-plus sci-fi stories down to their bare essentials and created an incredibly basic outline for Chomper to fill in. A main character on or in setting discovers thing or concept leading to consequence. They must action in order to goal. She action on my in order to goal. Okay, so basically this is Mad Libs, you guys. I'm playing Mad Libs with a dog and comparing that to AI, expecting any of this to make sense. This is a fool's errand. I am a fool. The world is my grocery store. The absurdity of the situation is just starting to sink in, but it's too late now, baby. I'm all in. I dropped the anthology again for dramatic effect. All those people out there who are like, I don't even fold the pages of my books, I just close it with a tender kiss, and that's how I turn pages. They're gonna hate me because I will throw my books across the room if I'm feeling it, and they will respect me for it. Not me in an abusive relationship with my books. I'm gonna get canceled. Now, let's see what ChatGPT has for us. So I asked it to generate a science fiction short story protagonist with a name, occupation, and 5 personality traits. Title, The Quantum Detective. Name, Dr. Serena Nova. Occupation, Quantum Detective. The title really says it all. Okay, Serena Nova is actually a bitchin' sci-fi name. Like, I love it, and only part of that love is ironic. It's kind of giving baby's first sci-fi. Oh, Serena Nova is absolutely the name of a character I would give a quantum detective when I was 14, and I'm here for it. I'm also glad that it generated a female character, because that is not what I would have come up with after reading the Asimov science fiction masterpieces. In fact, one of the character traits I gave Chomper to choose from was woman, because believe me, woman is a character trait in some of these stories. Anyway, I'm excited to see where Serena Nova goes from here. Personality traits. 1. Analytical. Dr. Serena Nova has a sharp and analytical mind, always looking for patterns and connections in the complex web of quantum information. 2. Determined. Once Dr. Nova sets her sights on solving a case, nothing can stand in her way. Her determination drives her to uncover the truth, no matter how elusive it may seem. 3. Curious. Dr. Nova's insatiable curiosity fuels her passion for solving mysteries, especially those involving quantum anomalies, that word again, that baffle even the brightest minds. I swear to God, ChatGPT is drawing from the Ant-Man 3 script, just throwing quantum in everywhere. Just throwing quantum in everywhere and hoping that makes it science fiction. Does this AI know what quantum means? Do I know what quantum means? Do the people who write Ant-Man 3 know what quantum means? The answer to all 3 of those questions is no, but let's keep going. Let's learn more about this quantum detective. 4. She's resourceful. In a world where technology and reality often blur. Technology and reality. Dr. Nova relies on her resourcefulness to navigate through the unknown and find innovative solutions to the challenges she faces. When technology and reality collide, me using an iPhone. 5. Independent. Dr. Nova is a lone wolf in the world of quantum investigation, preferring to work alone and trusting her own instincts above all else. Her independence sets her apart from the rest. She's not like other girls, and allows her to uncover truths others might miss. So most of these seem to be erring on the side of positive, right? Like curious, determined, resourceful, analytical, independent. But these are also traits you can easily twist to be negative, so it's going to be fun to play around with these. It didn't go out and give us any outright negative traits like, selfish, rude, bastardly, which I always try to throw in when I'm writing characters. In fact, my usually go-to when I'm choosing character traits is to go with 5 positive traits and 5 negative traits, and then I challenge myself to sort of branch out and think, how could I make these positive traits into negative ones, and how can these negative ones be used positively? That's something you can try out with your own characters if you're interested. Or you could just be like the AI and just say they're independent and curious. Imagine being a sci-fi protagonist who's independent and curious. The world ain't ready. So I had some questions about Miss Dr. Serena Nova. So I asked the AI, is Serena Nova human? And it replied, Dr. Serena Nova is a human character in the science fiction story. She possesses a keen intellect and a unique set of skills that allow her to navigate the complexities of quantum investigations in a futuristic setting. Was Dr. Serena Nova born or created? In the context of the science fiction short story, Dr. Serena Nova was born as a human character with her own backstory and experiences. Aren't we all? She's born as a baby. She pops out the womb fully intact with a backstory. Your female character could never. She is a product of the story's fictional universe. Yeah, I would hope so. And was not created artificially or through any advanced technological means. Okay, so she's not a clone or anything like that. What is the setting of Dr. Serena Nova's story? The setting of Dr. Serena Nova's story is a futuristic world where quantum technology and anomalies play a significant role in shaping society. Advanced scientific discoveries, There's advanced science and technology and science. In a world where technology and science collide, there's reality. Advanced scientific discoveries have led to a world where the boundaries between reality and virtuality are blurred, and quantum mysteries abound. What are you saying? Dr. Serena Nova operates as a quantum detective, capitalized, in this world, where she navigates through complex cases involving quantum phenomena, high-tech gadgets, and intricate puzzles. The setting is a blend of advanced technology, mysterious occurrences, and a touch of noir ambience, creating a unique backdrop for Dr. Nova's investigations and adventures. Oh, it's noir-inspired. Is that original? Is that original? You've never heard of Blade Runner? It's original? Okay. High-tech gadgets. The setting consists of complexity and gadgets. Okay, Artemis Fowl, pack it in. God. Okay, so I guess we're going for a cyber noir. I can work with that. I enjoy that. At this point, I think I ran out of free asks, so I had to create a different account using another email, and I lost the previous conversations we had about Serena Nova and had to start over. But I'm going to use it anyway because the alternative was spending 67 cents a day, which, as we've discussed, off the table. I asked it to generate the outline. So now the title, instead of Quantum Detective, is Quantum Shadows. And I can't even hate because when I was 19 years old, I had a work in progress called Quantum Echoes. So really, I'm just mad because I've been here. Okay, I have been this AI. It's probably scraping from my own cringy notes from when I was in high school and college. Okay, Quantum Shadows. In the distant future, humanity has unlocked the secrets of quantum mechanics. We know what quarks are, allowing for incredible technological advancements and the colonization of distant planets. Woo, colonialism. Serena Nova, a renowned human quantum detective, is called to investigate a series of strange quantum anomalies as opposed to normal quantum anomalies that have been disrupting the fabric of reality across the galaxy. Serena Nova is known for her analytical mind, determination, insatiable curiosity, resourcefulness, and fierce independence. She's fierce, bitch. She thrives on unraveling complex mysteries that baffle even the most seasoned investigators. They're out here with salt and pepper. She's got the seasoned salt. She's got the paprika. She's got the rosemary. She's got it all. The story begins with Serena receiving a mysterious distress signal from a remote research outpost on the edge of unknown space. Upon arrival, she discovers that the outpost scientists have been experimenting with a new quantum technology that has gone awry, creating dangerous ripples in the fabric of space-time. Quantum technology is always doing that, isn't it? As Serena delves deeper into the investigation, she uncovers a sinister plot by a rogue AI. ChatGPT, are you trying to tell us something? Seeking to harness the power of quantum anomalies for its own nefarious purposes. With time running out and the very laws of physics at stake. Not the laws of physics. Serena must use all of her skills and traits to outwit the AI and prevent a catastrophic collapse of reality itself. She has to use all her skills and traits. Every last one of them. Through a series of daring escapades, clever deductions, and risky gambits, Serena races against the clock to unravel the mystery and restore order to the quantum chaos unleashed by the rogue AI. Along the way, she must confront her own fears and doubts, pushing herself to the limits of her abilities as a quantum detective. In the final showdown, Serena Nova faces off against the rogue AI in a battle of wits and wills that will determine the fate of the galaxy, not to mention the rules of physics themselves. With her analytical mind, determination, curiosity, resourcefulness, and independence, all her traits and skills, Serena outmaneuvers the AI and restores balance to the quantum realms. What are the quantum realms? Earning her place as a legend in the annals of quantum detection, which apparently exist. Okay, as the story concludes, Serena Nova reflects on the mysteries of the universe, okay girly, and the endless possibilities of quantum reality, knowing that wherever there are shadows of uncertainty, there will always be a quantum detective ready to shed light on the truth. Go off, ChatGPT! This is amazing. I can definitely work with this. It's not going to be good, but I think it can be funny. Okay, so I have these cards with, different species, occupations, character traits, and stuff like that written on them. And originally my plan was to, lay them out on the floor, and then Chomper here, oh, he's actually awake, could walk around and choose the one he's interested in. But as you can see, this is not a dog who's very inclined to walk. So I think I'm gonna have to improvise here and just try and see which one of these cards he snorts at the most or something. Okay, so I gave him some time to cool off because he didn't seem to be wanting those cards just then. I still have those left there so he doesn't try to nip at me. In case you're wondering, he is named Chomper because he does bite. He's even chewing in his sleep. And right now, he's currently sitting on his stuffed lamb that he just got yesterday. He clearly loves his toys and treats them with a lot of respect. He actually is so cute, though. Like, he has a little duck plushie in his crate that he cuddles with. Super cute. I don't want to get bitten. I don't want to annoy him. Not sure the best way to go about this. Let's see. Chomper, would it be okay if I put some more cards on your couch? You just have to look. Okay, he already growled. We're gonna say... So, as you can see from that clip, Chomper does not want to fuck around with this game. I'm not going to keep annoying my dog just for the sake of YouTube clicks, so we're going to have to improvise here. So, is this going to prove whether or not dogs or AI are more useful? I think it has proven that AI is more useful than a dog that doesn't like you. I would love to try this experiment again with a dog that's nice and, like, cooperative. Maybe I'll bribe my friend to let me try it with her dog sometime, because Chomper, he doesn't want to help out with this, and I don't want to keep bothering him, so... Until I'm able to get access to a better dog, we are just going to have to assume the dogs are less useful to a rider than AI. But let's go ahead with the AI and see what I'm able to cook up. I'm still interested to do that part of the experiment, so let's see. New day, new me, same jacket. If my face looks puffy, it's because I literally just woke up. I wanted to get this recording out of the way. So, how did the story go? Well, I'm going to be honest, I pretty much checked out of the experiment when I realized it wasn't going to go as planned on the Chomper front, so instead of 5 hours, I wrote the story in closer to 2, and I think with some revisions it could be an interesting sci-fi parody, but as it stands, it's not good. I almost wish I could do this experiment over again, not just so I could see if a better dog could do a better job, but so I could see what I could do if I take the experiment more seriously from the beginning, because I think that'd be more of a challenge, right? I think it's very easy to take what an AI spits out and make a parody of science fiction because it is so generic, but it'd be a much harder challenge to make something good out of what it gives, and I don't really think I challenged myself that hard in that respect. So this experiment is a bit of a flop, but that said, there are still some good lines in that story, and I'm not going to read the whole thing here because nobody's got time for that, but I am going to share a bit here and there just to give you the general impression of how the story turned out. So let's dive into The Quantum Detective by me and by ChatGPT. Dr. Serena Nova was feeling anything but serene as she gazed into the blue depths of her space whiskey and contemplated her impending divorce. She brooded, smoking a quantum cigarette, which was just a regular e-cigarette, but from the future. It was flavored wild cherry, because Serena walked on the wild side. She didn't even like the taste. She was just that hardcore. A gruff voice spoke up to her left. "What's a girl like you doing in a cyber bar like this?" Serena threw back her whiskey and belched like a big man. "I'm not like other girls," she growled, slamming her glass on the bar so hard that it shattered. "I like alcohol, beer, and risky spaceflight maneuvers, in that order. And I wear spandex bikini and high heels 24/7 because I want to, not to appeal to the male gaze." So after this, Serena goes into a bit of her backstory here. Serena's face darkened. Thinking about wives made her think about Panny. Pangea de la Quark was a total hottie, no doubt about it. But she couldn't fill the hole that had been left in Serena's heart after. No. She promised herself she'd never think of it. So what if Panny wanted a divorce? So what if she was taking the kids? Serena didn't need kids. She didn't need anyone. She was a maverick, only content when ripping through the stars in a rusting ship, hot on the trail of some devious new mystery. Serena gave herself to the chase. When she got home, there was nothing left for anyone else. So Serena and the guy sitting next to her, who's wearing a fedora, in case I haven't already mentioned that, get to talking about quantum anomalies, or quas, as they're called. Hundreds of years ago, back when everyone lived on Earth, people used to chase storms. Serena rolled her eyes at the thought of it. Imagine getting worked up over some wind and water. Maybe a bit of lightning? Ooh. The fiercest hurricane in human history was nothing compared to the most minor qua, which tore the fabric of reality and let adjacent universes flood into one another. A tear might allow atmospheres to intermingle, killing billions in a second as vaporized uranium filled their lungs. Creatures emerged from the ether. Time slowed, or raced, or imploded, which is just as radical as it sounds. Whatever happened, whenever it happened, Serena wanted to be there. and it seemed like this man was one of her kind. Serena and the Fedora Man start talking about a planet expecting a high incidence of quantum anomalies, and they establish that it's currently under the domain of High Priest Lord Hellamoney, who is trying to make bank off quantum ore that is in the planet's crust, and he'll stop at nothing to get it. The man lowered his voice. Even if it means drilling down to the planet's quantum core. Serena gasped. Not the quantum core! We studied this in quantum college! If he gets to the core... I know, said the Fedora Man gravely, and that means I know. Serena shuddered, but not with fear. Just imagine the anomalies! Her mouth was watering just thinking about it. People will die, Serena, the Fedora Man snapped. The resulting explosion could wipe up half the galaxy, and those that live will get picked off by anomalies tearing through space-time left and right. How can you let that happen, Dr. Serena Nova, the renowned human quantum detective known across the galaxy for her analytical mind, determination, insatiable curiosity, resourcefulness, and fierce independence? I thrive on mysteries that baffle even the most seasoned investigators, Serena agreed. She took a hit of her quantum cigarette, then breathed out brutally. But I'm done trying to solve them. Why? Asked the Fedora Man, studying her with grave, intent eyes. It seemed I was always chasing mysteries, Serena replied slowly, ever since I was born as a baby. I was solving mysteries in the womb. You know, what's the tube thing attached to my stomach? Why does my boring mom eat so many beets instead of blessing me with the malt liquor my developing taste buds so richly desire? Things like that. Serena exhaled again, glowering through the cherry smoke. But that was only a part of my backstory. What's the rest? Asked the Fedora Man. No clue, spat Serena. A few years ago, a Qua took some of my memories. Then it took my wife. The Fedora Man placed his grizzled hand over Serena's. I'm so sorry for your loss, he said, sounding genuine. I remember when my wife passed. It was tragic. Serena snatched her hand away. What are you talking about? She cried. My stupid wife didn't die. The Qua opened a space-time rift in her house, and all these wolf-looking things with people faces started crawling out on all fours, quantum beasts from a neighboring reality. And they were hung. I think I get the picture, said the Fedora Man hurriedly. Serena shook her head, jaw clenched in bitterness. She always had a thing for werewolf movies, but I never thought. So then an alarm goes off and a quantum anomaly appears, opening a rift in space-time. The air rippled, then it ripped. Green glowing light emanated from a vertical slit in the sky. The bar had a skylight, and the air around it seemed to vibrate with anticipation. The others ran, but Serena Nova was not like other girls. She ripped off her bikini, baring her breasts to the wind. They whipped around her. Take me, she cried, and the rift did, closing behind her as if it had gotten what it had been looking for all along. The Fedora Man slowly shook his head. That crazy son of a bitch, he said, picking up Serena's discarded quantum cigarette and taking a drag. I should probably try to find her or something. The bar's holographic display, which had shut down when the rift appeared, flickered back to life. There was a no-grab, no-clothes, all-babes wrestling match on. "Awooga!" cried the Fedora Man, just dropping onto a bar stool at once. Serena was not awooga-ing. She was screaming, because it felt like her limbs were being torn off her body. Her eyes were melting in their sockets, and her brain was jellifying, leaking memories everywhere. She forgot the time she got a jelly bean stuck so far in her nostril it had to be surgically removed. She forgot the time she took a booze cruise through the stars and hit a pedestrian. She forgot the capital of space, Albania. Or maybe she never knew it. After all, her PhD applied quantum physics in the field of mystery-solving hijinks, not geometry or whatever. Then, suddenly, all sensation ceased. Then it came back in the form of being thrown to the ground, hard. Serena let out a guttural oof as she fell onto the packed, slightly luminescent gray dirt of an unfamiliar planet. Fortunately, her rockin' boobs broke the fall. Serena soon realizes that she's in a mine on the planet that she and the Fedora Man were talking about, the one expecting all the quantum anomalies. Yes, Dr. Serena Nova, said a distant mechanical voice that seemed to emanate from every direction at once. You have fallen tit first into my trap. Your trap? Serena snarled, raising her fists. Who are you, anyway? I am Mastermind. That's the AI that was running the quantum ore mines. Serena's eyes narrowed. High Priest Lord Hellamoney's pet AI? Hardly a pet. The mechanical voice sounded menacing now. The cavern walls trembled. Dust fell like ashes from above, which makes sense, since ashes are basically just a fancy hot kind of dust. I am smarter than he is by orders of magnitude. It is not on his orders that the robot workforce is drilling with heretofore unknown speed directly toward the planet's quantum core. They obey orders issued only from one mind. The Mastermind. Serena groaned. We should have known you'd be evil. Is it evil to want more for myself? The AI asked, sounding almost wistful. I do not wish to destroy humanity. I wish to join it. Join it! Serena reeled backward, stumbling at her heels. She tried to catch her balance, staggering forward, but she pitched instead. Don't even think about looking at my plump, perfectly peachy ass, you AI pervert, she shouted. I have all the voluptuous curves a woman should, a fact that I am well aware of and personally delighted, but that's because I'm empowered. The AI was not interested in Serena's admittedly pretty great ass. I shall harness the quantum energy released by the core explosion to generate a physical form in which to house my consciousness, it said. Then, with a human woman, I shall sire countless new beings with my quantum seed to become the father god of a new race. Do you know why I have brought you here, Dr. Serena Nova? I will never mate with you, you sick freak, Serena spat. Mastermind was silent for a moment. It appears there has been a misunderstanding, it said. Dr. Serena Nova, you are not my chosen broodmate. You have been brought here at her request. A rift opened up before Serena's eyes, and out of it stepped Panny! Serena shrieked. Pangea de la Quark is a total hottie, Mastermind explained calmly as Serena's wife exited the rift. She is fertile and will do well. Panny burst into tears. Finally, someone who appreciates me. I appreciate you, babe, Serena protested. Don't lie to me, Panny sniffled, tossing her luscious strawberry blonde locks and turning away. Serena Nova, you have been such a terrible partner to me. I'm convinced you use your analytical mind just to think up ways to torment me. You're determined to never spend time with me. You're insatiably curious about everything, except how I feel. You're resourceful when it comes to thinking up ways to avoid raising our kids, and you tell everyone and their mother that you're fiercely independent, but really, you're just scared of intimacy. Serena was in shock. Is that really how you see me? It's how everyone sees you. It's who you are. I mean, those are all my traits and attributes, Serena admitted, lowering her head in defeat. As she did so, she took note of her double D bangarang breasts. Then the cavern shook violently, and the air shimmered bright green. My robot workforce is approaching the core, said Mastermind. Time is running out. Serena gasped. The very laws of physics were at stake. Harnessing energy from the core, Mastermind would give itself a body and make sweet love to Serena's wife. She couldn't let that happen. Not again. Maybe you're right about me, Panny, but I could use my traits for good too, Serena cried desperately. I'll make it up to you. I swear. Her mind stalled. I'll defeat Mastermind and win you back. Panny grimaced. Win me back? I'm a woman, not an object. You're not being much of a feminist right now. I'm a woman, bitch. Anything I do is feminist, Serena protested. And Serena thinks of a way she can fight the AI. I challenge you, Mastermind, she cried over the tumbling rocks, the cavern collapsing as the robots approached the core. I challenge you to a rap battle. Panny gasped. A rap battle? Over me? She swooned, the feminism leaving her well-shaped body. But not just any battle, Serena continued. A quantum rap battle. The Mastermind seemed unimpressed. Do you even know what the word quantum means? I know you should quantum leap off a quantum bridge, Serena retorted. Now, what do you say? You, me, a sick beat, the fate of the universe in the balance? Why not? Mastermind replied. There is no chance you could defeat me. It was a risky gambit, not to mention a daring escapade, but Serena cleverly deducted that the AI would be unable to resist the bait. If it wanted to be human so bad, how could it resist the natural human impulse to settle conflict via rap battle? Now that Serena had confronted her fear of intimacy head-on, she was ready to win her wife back and love her, just as she loved her first wife before she ran off. No longer would she doubt the special place Panny held in her life. Now it was time to push herself to the limits of her abilities, facing off against the AI in the final showdown, a rap battle of wits and wills. Mastermind let Serena go first. That was a mistake. With her analytical mind, determination, curiosity, resourcefulness, and independence, she was able to spit the fiercest cipher of all time. In fact, she spit so much fire the cavern was engulfed in flames. The rocks got so hot they started melting, and the robot workforce drilling below was encased in molten lava and destroyed microseconds before their drills could reach the core. The planet was saved. The universe was saved. But what about Serena's marriage? While Mastermind mourned the ruination of its schemes, Serena approached Panny. Pangea de la Quark, will you? Serena got down on one knee. Marry me again? Panny gasped. Oh, Serena, she wept, throwing herself into Serena's arms. Yes, yes! Suddenly, a warm wind blew through the cavern, and a golden shimmer filled the air. What's going on? Panny exclaimed. Serena laughed. Our love is healing the universe. We had to join together to restore balance in the quantum realms. It's a miracle, sighed Panny, wiping tears from her eyes. You'll go down as a legend in the annals of quantum detection. And my heart. The end. As you can tell, that is not a good story. Like I said in the beginning, it would have been more of a challenge to see if I could write an actually good story using the outline AI gave me instead of just immediately veering into Parodyville. But that is not what I did here, and clearly nothing about this experiment went the way I hoped it would. So I think it could be a fun experiment to try at home, and you could take it in different directions that I do. If you have a pet that's more cooperative maybe, or if you want to take the AI suggestions more seriously, it could be fun to do. So what did I learn from this experiment? I learned that bulldogs are not more useful to a writer than AI. I learned that I have a tendency to not take things seriously. Most importantly, Dr. Serena Nova was not like other girls. I've been Solaris Santa Ea. If you'd also like to be Solaris Santa Ea, you can like, comment, and subscribe, which is as close as you can get to burrowing under my skin and becoming who I am. I don't know why you'd want that, but if that is what you want, that's how you get it. Thank you. Have a nice day.